Let's go. Welcome to On the Attack with Mac, a podcast for service business owners to help motivate, inspire, and even educate you to go out there and win in life. I'm your host, Cornell Mack, and your boy is geeked up today because it is a new year. And today we're going to be talking about a legacy life in a new year to create the life that you want. Welcome to the show. I'm happy. It is the beginning of the year. I've missed you. I've been off for a couple of weeks getting all of this stuff back together. But we start each show with live viewer shout out. So let me get the banner up here quickly. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube, do me a favor, comment below. Let me know that you're here and that you are watching. The people on Instagram got a leg up on you because I could see them. So we will get started now with the live viewer shout outs. We got my man Cobb Lawn Care Maintenance in here. I think I sent him something. These lawn care services in the building. What's going on with you? Lone Wolf Landscaping in the building. Time to cut landscape is in the building. Seeds Landscaping, the LBC OG is in the building. Look, if you're new here, I am appreciative that you are here. We start every show with the live viewer shout outs, followed by the motivational minute, the winner of the week, and then my man Marcus Tate, the LBC OG's word of the week. And we have two of them today because I missed a week because it was the Christmas time. And I was like, 50 weeks out of the year is pretty damn good. I think I deserve a couple weeks off. So I appreciate your patience. And if you were looking for me instead of partying on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, I hope that you had a wonderful time. And I appreciate you even looking out for your boy. But I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, holiday season, and a fabulous new year. I hope everyone was safe in your family. I hope that all of your kids and even you got exactly what you were looking for from Santa Claus. And I hope that you are ready to make the rest of your life the best of your life here in 2026. And we're going to be talking about having a legacy life and creating the life that you want. I have a couple points for you and then three things that you can do that I got from my pastor at church on Sunday that will definitely help you go out there and win in your life. But we got some more people in here now. I think maybe, I don't know. Did y'all think I quit over the new year or something? I don't know. It's usually more people in here, but we got Matthews Lawn Care in the building. What's going on with you? Lone Wolf Landscaping. He says 2026 year of the LBC. That's what I'm talking about. He means Lightbringers community. That's the community that I have. It's also the Winning Life community. So, but it used to be the LBC was the first origination of that when I was still doing lawn care power moves. But we got Clean Cut Yards in the building. Matthews Lawn Care says Happy New Year 26. What is going on with you over here on YouTube and or Facebook? We got Spencer's Lawn Care, North Carolina. My man Spence Crisco in the building. He was first to the party. Wilbur Eifert in the building. Penn Lawns. My man Dave is here in the building. What's going on with you, Loke Dog 412? I think that might be my younger brother, but I'm not sure. Sure. Like I said, it's going to be a good time with my man Harold Wilson Jr. He's always in the party. I appreciate you, Harold. But yeah, Time Cut Landscape says, yes, sir, 2026 is blow up season. Sometimes you got to be careful saying the blow up and other words or trigger words to get you algorithm canceled. I don't know. But anyway, that's who we got watching the show live right now. But now let's get into this week's Motivational Minute. In case you don't know, I do have a Facebook group called Winning Life University. And there's another group that I have called the Winning Life Team Meetings that we do bi-weekly. Last week, I had a great call with one of my people that is in the group, my man Rick Schaefer, who will be joining us for Winning Life Wednesday this Wednesday. So we'll be starting new interviews with the Winning Life Wednesday, giving you people's real stories so that you understand it ain't nothing but humans out here doing stuff. And if they could do it, you can do it too. So Rick Schaefer is going to come here and be a part of the show. But him and I, we had a call on Thursday. Some of our other group members, they was getting busy. It was New Year's Day. I understand. Maybe they was a little hungover, had some fun. I don't know. But it was just me and my man Rick for this one. And it was actually really cool because we got to really spend some real time. And The energy wasn't diverted from one person to the other or whatever. It was just him and I, two brothers in arms, locked up. The Belgian horse. If you remember that, if you weren't here for that, you got to go back to Power Moves and hear about the Belgian horse. I'll just tell you real quick. One Belgian horse can pull 12,000 pounds. Two Belgian horses can pull 35,000 pounds. You would think it would be 28, just double it up. But the thing is when you get one alpha with another alpha and they're walking arm in arm, one is trying to lead the other's trying to lead the other. And so because of that, they're giving their best effort, and that allows them to pull even more weight than they would be able to do if they were just by themselves. So we were being two Belgian horses just bouncing things off of one another. And we came up with one of the goals for 2026 just to get in some better shape. Now, how do you do that? Do you need to go get a gym membership? Maybe. Do you need to eat better? Probably. But you get healthy by being consistent and doing what you do. So we wanted to start something new. And Rick and I came up with just 4 workouts and a full bottle of water. So we're going to be calling it the Winning Life 100. And it is a workout that you can do in under 10 minutes. You probably could do it in 5 minutes once you really get good at it and you start doing it for every morning. I don't think it'll take you too long to get it to be able to get this done in 5 to 8 minutes. But the Winning Life 100 is 4 workouts of 25 reps, all body weight. So you don't need any equipment, you don't need any gym membership or anything. You literally wake up out of your bed, drink the bottle of water, brush your teeth, whatever, do these 4 things, and then drink the bottle of water or drink the bottle of water as soon as you wake up. That's your choice. But we got 5 things we're going to do. We're going to drink a bottle of water. We're going to do 25 push-ups. We're going to do 25 sit-ups. And you can do a different variation each day if you want. You can do leg raises, oblique twists, whatever. But again, this is all body weight stuff. So we're going to do 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups, 25 jumping jacks to get the heart rate up, and then 25 body weight squats because we need those legs. Everybody wants to have a chest and nice arms, and you see all these guys walking around with little legs. Now, this is not gonna get you to bodybuilder or Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Phil Heath status. That's not what this is about, but it is about creating a discipline that you do every day so that your body actually becomes accustomed to it. Because I know whenever I work out on a regular basis, and I miss a day, it's like, man, I feel real bad about myself, not in a psychological way, but like my body needed that. I needed that to those weights to lift. My body needed it to feel normal. All right. So that's where we want to get to because it starts the day off right. Getting your body active. That's one thing that we absolutely need in the industry that we're in. This is the green industry. All right. This is the outdoor industry. I don't care if you're a roofer or a plumber or you cut grass on grass cutting go-karts like me. Whatever it is you do, you need your body. This is a physical sport. All right. And if we ain't doing something physical every day besides stepping up on our lawnmower or walking around with the trimmer, we're going to be feeling better about ourselves if we just get our day started out with something productive. And it's small wins. Not hard to do 25 push-ups. If you got to do it in 2 little sets, fine, man. But eventually we want to do all of these in one set so that we can get this shit done and be on with our day. So this week's motivational minute is introducing you to the Winning Life 100. If you are here and you watch this show and you're part of Winning Life University Facebook group, I'll put links to all of this stuff in the description of the video and on the podcast show notes so that you can be involved in the community. And then if you want to go to the next level and really have a more deep relationship, not just with me, but with the other members in the group, then consider joining the Winning Life team meetings that are every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And this is one thing that we're all doing. So I wanted to invite you to do it as well. And if you want to do more than that, awesome. But we need to have something small that when we start every day, we start out with a win. Start drinking a bottle of water instead of having a cup of coffee. And I know I'm guilty of that. Let me know down in the comments if you are. But this week's motivational minute was just introducing you to the Winning Life 100. One 16 or 20-ounce bottle of water, 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups, do your own variation of sit-ups, however you want to do them. 25 body weight squats and 25 jumping jacks. If you want to go above and beyond, hey, all it can do is help you. That's it, man. This is the minimum payment for your credit card. But if you want to pay that thing off faster, you do a little more. So I invite you to do a little more if you want to, but get started with just this. That's this week's motivational minute. I never really did hit the banner. And another thing on today's show, put some stuff down in the comments. Let me know what I don't want to say New Year's resolution. Those are whack. Everyone quits New Year's resolutions. But what is one, two, or three goals that you want to accomplish here in 2026? I'll give you a couple of mine at some point throughout this conversation that we have, but I want to know what are some of the goals that you have. And if you're on YouTube, I can actually put it up on the screen so everyone can see. If you're on Instagram, I'll try to comb through if you put those things in there and I'll read those ones out loud. We can't put them up on the screen for whatever reason. But that's this week's motivational minute. Now let's get to this week's winner of the week. In case you haven't listened to the show before, maybe you've heard some of the episodes, but not all of them. I have a friend. His name is Eric Triplett. He is out in California and he is affectionately known as the Pond Digger. All right. Now he's been coaching people and he's had a pawn business for 30 years. He's been coaching people, sales, marketing, all of that good stuff. And he's had a really successful podcast. He's been part of Pod Row with us down in Las Vegas out there for the Lawn and Landscape Technology Conference, but he's also been a part of Pod Road down at Equip Expo in 2025. His podcast is called the Pond Digger Podcast. Well, at least it was. He dropped his final episode of the Pond Digger Podcast, I want to say on the 31st of December, and we're starting a new year. We're starting a legacy life. We're thinking about things that are way out in the future and the people that we want to impact. And he felt like the Pond Digger podcast was pigeonholing him to people who have pawns. And he's talking to people who do all types of different things. No matter what business you're in, marketing is marketing. And if you can learn good marketing practices, you're going to get business. If you can learn good business techniques and good work techniques, you're going to continuously get more and more business. Your marketing is going to get better, and before you know it, you'll be rising to the top, like they say the cream does. But he was like, yo, I can't only talk to people who are in the pawn business or people who have pawns and they're looking for my type of expertise. Hell, Mac, I'm talking to you. You cut grass. I'm talking to Caleb Allman. He does hardscaping. I'm talking to Larry and Mike, and they're doing fertilization and weed control. He's talking to all these different people who are getting this good value. So he said, I gotta do something. It's the same thing I had to do. We gotta rebrand this thing because what I'm trying to do, this pawn digger thing ain't allowing me to reach who I actually need to reach. It's limiting me. All right. So what did my man Eric do? And this is why he's the winner of the week. He has a team out there in California. They came up with this whole new thing and he started a brand new podcast. He ended one so he could start something new. Sometimes you gotta cut the old stuff off so that you can have new stuff, like when you prune a shrub. I heard this story one time. Tom Hardy, if you know who he is, he was in Mad Max, Fury Road. He's in all types of good movies, but he was doing this movie about this serial killer called, I want to say Russell Brunson, because I know that's not it. Russell Brunson's a guy who does a whole lot of like online coaching and stuff. What was his name? Something Bronson. The movie is called Bronson. So Tom Hardy had access to the actual killer. It's over in the UK. He's a serial unaliver, you know. But one day they kept constant contact so that Tom Hardy could do the role justice and do it exactly how this guy was. And so one day the guy called him Rick Brunson. If you know this guy's name, look it up for me. He was a guy. He did some wild stuff over there in the UK, but he was in prison. So Tom Hardy's called one day. His phone rings. Now Tom Hardy had just broken up with his girlfriend. So the guy he calls him. He's like, "Hey Tom, I got you," and they say "ain't it" and stuff like that. I love the British accent, but he is like, "I finally got you" or whatever. And Tom Hardy's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him like what I'm going through, like just rip the band off, like say F it, and I'm just gonna tell this guy." So he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" That's what the dude's name's Charlie Bronson, I think. So he says, "Hey Charlie, how you doing?" Charlie says to him, "Hey man, how you doing?" Whatever. He's like, I'm kind of in a bad way. I just like broke up with someone that I really love, and I'm really not having a good time about this. And Charlie goes, "Oh man, I hope his name is Charlie. Please find out for me. Put it down in the comments. Let me know." But he goes, "You remember the floods? You remember the floods?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, the floods in Orchard Park or something like that." He's like, "Yeah, the floods. You know, the water it kept rising. Remember that little boy? He got his foot caught in a grate, and the water kept rising and kept rising. They were trying to get him out. Eventually, the water got high, and a kid drowned." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I remember that." And then he says, "Well, that wouldn't have happened to me. You want to know why?" And he says, "Yeah, yeah, why?" He says, "Because I would have told him, cut it off now." He said, you see, sometimes you got to cut the old stuff off so that you can grow. Now, Tom Hardy didn't think he was going to get this life lesson from a freaking serial unaliver. All right. But you never know where you're going to get the lesson that you need to hear. So, my man, Eric Triplett, in the same vein, he felt like he was foot caught in a grate and the water is rising. And if I don't cut this off right now, I'm never going to grow to help the people that God put me here to help. I'm limiting myself, and we can't be doing that if we actually want to win in our life. So my man Eric Triplett cut off that foot, just like the unaliver guy said he would do, and then he grew. And he started a new podcast. It's called The Deep End with Eric Triplett. And he's going to be having conversations, talking to people about life and business and marketing and all of these things that are going to help you not only in your business but in your life. Eric has become a very, very good friend to me. I think we're kind of mentors for one another now. But he's an awesome dude, and you should go check out his podcast, The Deep, and go check out all of the old podcasts of the Pond Digger. But he's this week's winner of the week. Now let me get to this week's word of the week. Then I'll get these 3 points that I have for you, and I would love to read, like I said, read some things, some of the goals that you have for 2026, so that if you put them in here, I'm going to say them, and then you can go back, write your own stuff down. I hope you already have it written down, but then you can come back and listen to this stuff. You're like, yeah, I remember I told Mac I was going to do this because, and I actually did it because Mac is going to tell you a couple things that he's going to do, and we're actually going to do them. So let me get to this week's word of the week. We have two of them. Every week, my man Marcus Tate, the LBC OG, he sends me positive words of encouragement as well as a lot of other people, and I like to give them to you. And so today we have two because I missed last week. So without further ado, this week's words of the week is, the first one is humble. Humble is defined as low, someone who is not proud, arrogant, or thinks they are better than others. Okay, my bad. Let me start that over. Humble is defined as low, someone who is not proud, arrogant, or thinks they are better than others. A humble person has an accurate view of their own worth, acknowledging both talent and limitations without boasting. A lesson that I learned from Papa Bob was to be humble. He was able to listen and learn from anyone. Ben, didn't I just say that? Listen and learn from anyone. The best lesson in life can be taught by the most unexpected people. I'm gonna let y'all know something. I did not read this until right now. When I just told that story about the serial unaliver, I didn't know that this was about to be in here. That's pretty cool. You can learn from anyone, and Marcus Tate's telling us right now. The best lesson in life can be taught by the most unexpected people and situations. Humility can get you indoors that your status will never take you. Humble yourself, take time to reflect, think, and learn from every experience life gives you. Whew, the humble he guides in justice, and the humble he teaches his way. That is from Psalms 25, 9 in the New King James Version of the Bible. Happy New Year. That was from December 29th. That was for last Monday. All right, this Monday says Happy New Year. Rise and shine. Seek is this week's word of the week. Seek is defined as an attempt to find something or a desire to obtain or achieve. We are at the beginning of this new year, and a lot of people have the desire to achieve something new. What are you seeking in this new year? What is it? Good health, happiness, or wealth? Now is the perfect time to set goals and start working on your plans for the year. Let's kick off this new year seeking to accomplish all of our goals and dreams. 2026, here we come. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. That is from Matthew 7:7. Have a great week, Marcus Tate. Seek and you shall find. I am seeking a legacy for my life. If you're new here, I'll tell you right now, the people who are all here all the time, they know. But if you're new here, the legacy that I want to leave is a legacy of helping other people. I want to have the longest funeral procession that my family has ever seen. And I'm literally living my life to help as many people as I can so I can accomplish that goal at the end of my life. It has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with helping other people because we weren't put here. I'm not going to say we weren't put here to be rich. You were put here to live overly and abundantly in the blessings that we have been afforded by even being here. All right. But my goals and my dreams have nothing to do with monetary value, but everything to do with helping other people achieve wins in their life. So when they get to the end of their life, they can be happy. I heard Les Brown say, you don't want to have all of your dreams and hopes standing around you when you're laying on your deathbed and they're all mad at you because they needed you to do something so that they could be accomplished. Right? So figure out what that legacy is that you want to leave and make sure that those hopes and dreams ain't laying around your bed when it is time to go meet the Lord, man. It's 2026. There's the most technology that we've ever had in the history of the planet, and there is nothing limiting you. Nothing limiting you. There's 8 billion people on the planet. There's like 6 billion of them on the internet got phones. There's customers everywhere. There's opportunity everywhere. If you seek, you shall find. If you knock on doors of opportunity, then you have qualified to have someone open the door so you can walk through and change your life and win in your life. One of the other things, we're getting a little off track now, but one of the other things, and I talked about, we're going to talk about it more on Wednesday, was changing the family tree. When you think of, I think about things a lot now. The older I get, I'm getting aches and pains and shit all over the place, right? But one of the things that Rick and I were talking about was everything that had to happen for us to get to where we are currently today. None of it was a detriment. None of it happened to me. It all happened for me so that I can get through it and know that I could get through some stuff. But once you have figured that part out, then you realize something. This is what me and Rick realized. We realized this. How many lives are going to be changed because we changed our life? Think about that. How many lives for the rest of eternity will be changed if you change your life? And when I say change, I mean change for the better. If you changed your life for the better, how would that affect the other people who are around your atmosphere in your universe? And when I think about it now, I'm like, shit. I mean, I remember when I first started and how I won't say depressed. That's a whack word for a man. It just is what it is. I ain't all that soft shit. I just ain't got time for that no more. In a time where we need to be strong and ready to go after things. But I remember the feeling that I had when I didn't feel like this in my adult life. I always felt like a superhero when I was a kid, but in my adult life, there's times, man, I felt like, man, this sucks. My life is not good. Then I started this. Now when I walk around, life is always good. I've always been an optimist, but I mean, it's one thing to be an optimist when you can't see the things you're being optimist about. Like, I wanted some money. I wanted a new truck. I think I can get it, but I ain't got it yet. And it is hard sometimes to go through life like that. But when you go through life like that and then you finally figure it out, It's like, no, I figured this shit out now. Because I figured it out. My kids ain't got to deal with it. And neither do my nieces and my nephews and some of my older people. Because now they, hey, look, the proof is in the pudding. We created something that was nothing. We built it into something. And now I can actually say stuff and have a tangible evidence that you can have what you want in this world. Literally, whatever you want. I wanted the Steelers to win. Look, that guy missed the field goal last night. I will say this, people, God don't care about football. One of the things God was on our side. No, he was on their side as well. He just missed, you know. But anyway, that's what we were talking about, is how our lives, us changing our own lives, would impact our children, our children's children, right? Our great grandkids, nieces and nephews, family members, people that you don't even know. I have one family member that watches this show. This is my little brother. He watches all the time, and I appreciate that. You know, but most of the people in my family, they don't give a damn what I got to say. They still remember who I used to be. And that's totally fine. But we try and live a legacy life now. Okay? We are trying to live a legacy life. And I'm trying to change my family tree so that every other tree that is created that is around me now is a fruit bearing, happy, seeking of the sun, getting as big as it possibly can get to reach the absolute pinnacle of its capabilities and possibilities and potential. That's where I'm trying to go. So I hope you are trying to do that too. And that's what one of the things that we seen was that, like, just us changing our lives and how it's going to impact other people. I am really hot right now in this Steeler hoodie. And that was a crazy game. Let me know down in the comments. Did you watch the Steeler Ravens game that finished the season for the NFL going into the playoffs? Clark Wilson, shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals. They're in Cancun. Congratulations. I had to mess with my boy Clark Williamson. He's always DMing me, do this, the Cincinnati Bengals, we beat you first. Cancun. Anyway, all right. So now that word of the week is done and I done went on rambling, I hope you're enjoying the show. We will be starting a 21-day fast on Wednesday, January 7th. 21 days of no eating from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. And then I think it's no red meat, things like that. Chicken, rice, vegetables. I can't remember. My wife knows all the rules. I don't cook, so she does all of that for me. But we're starting that. I encourage you to join in if you would like to. DM me at Mac_landscaping 412. Let me know if you would like to join in on that. And we can check in, update each other periodically as we go through this, because I know it's going to be tough to go through not eating for 12 straight hours. But we want to start the new year off right and have this legacy life. So and I already talked about the Steelers, but that's what we're doing on Wednesday. So I invite you to be a part of that if you would like to. If you want more information, DM me Mac_landscaping 412 on Instagram or MacLandscaping412 at gmail.com. You can email me there. Before we move into today's topic, the legacy life, a new year to create the life you want, let me tell you about the Win in Life meetup in we are in 2026. I guess I don't have to say that anymore, but March 21st, 2026. It is a Saturday, absolutely free for you to attend. We have over 35 people already signed up, and we're 3.5 months, a little over 100 days away or something like that. But there's already people signed up. I have a couple hotels, the Hampton Inn and the Holiday Inn Express here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. They're both on William Penn Highway. You can look those up if you like. If you want to come in on Friday, we'll be having a meet and greet, probably at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's one of my favorite places to eat and socialize with my friends. And then Saturday, we'll have the actual event. And then Sunday, I invite anyone who wants to stay till Sunday to come to my church and we'll go out to a little lunch after church. So that's the event. It is called the Win in Life Meetup Service Business Showcase. It's March 21st, 2026, 100% free for you to attend. Soft drinks will be provided as well. I'm not sure about food yet. I think I'm going to have some food trucks come on out there. But if that's something that you're interested in, we'll have we had over 25 setups last year. 116 people showed up last year. I expect it to be bigger and better than that this year. If you own a service business, does it not have to be a lawn or landscape business? It could be power washing, roofing, hardscaping, excavation. I don't care what it is. Power washing, whatever you do in the service business, we all could do it. If you're cutting grass right now and you want something more profitable, there's going to be a landscaper there. If you're doing landscaping, you want to do some lawn maintenance and stuff instead, there's going to be those guys there. I'm hoping, like I said, to have some power washers and some other industry people in there. We have people that just do aggregates. We've had people bring equipment all the way from as far as Maryland on a 24-foot flatbed trailer. So this is going to be a place for you to try mowers you've never tried before, try some equipment maybe you've never tried before, and talk to some people who are actually out here in the game and doing it. It has been the biggest meetup here in Western Pennsylvania. And again, you are invited. Last year we had 116 people. I said that from, I want to say, 5 different states. This year there's 30 people already signed up from 9 different states. So the event's getting bigger and bigger. What's going on? My man Cowboy Crawley came up from Nashville, Tennessee last year, and he hung out, went to church with me. Went out to Buffalo Wild Wings. Him and we got to kick it. And I've been to Nashville and hung out with him. He's been up to Pittsburgh and hung out with me. So he can let you know how dope the event is. We'll be debuting a new game as well as having our rock, paper, scissors tournament. So again, like I said, I know I've said it a couple times, but I fully encourage you. Come on out to Pittsburgh, man. Hang out with me and all of the other wonderful people who will be coming to bring their setups. And I'll even be doing YouTube videos of people's setups if they want to be a part of the YouTube channel. So let me know, Mac_landscaping, but you can sign up with the Eventbrite link that is on my Instagram link tree, and it is also in the show notes of every podcast and in the description of every YouTube video, whether it is one of my live podcasts or a regular video. But now let's get to this week's topic, now that I've talked so long and I was already 15 minutes late. But the legacy life. Every year I try to have a theme. Do you have a theme for your year this year? And if so, what is it? Let me know down in the comments. But this year, it's funny because I was already thinking like, I want, if I'm already living my life to leave a legacy, what would we call that? Living a legacy life. Now, the funny thing is, we go to church yesterday. I go to a church called Grace Life. It's here in Pittsburgh. We have 2 campuses. My pastor Buck and his wife, Pastor Amy, and all the other wonderful pastors that are at the church do a great job. I mean, and they talking about winning in life, man. It's been a life-changing experience since I started to go there, and I just why I encourage so many people to come. But when I got there, it's just crazy. I was like, yo, I've said this before, but like every time you go to church, it's like the message is for you. It is nuts. But I go there, and guess what the thing is? Literally, legacy life. He had a different title after it. Mine is What Will You Leave Behind and How Will You Be Remembered? But we have a whole legacy thing now starting at our church where we're starting a school, and there's jobs available and all of these. If you have I ain't gonna get into all of that, but they're starting all types of cool things here at our church. We bought a big hotel, and we're really doing some things to change some lives there at church. But when he said legacy life, I was like, yo, this is just confirmation. I was already thinking about doing this the beginning of the year. We need to start off. When you make a YouTube video, they say start with the end in mind, right? So you want to have the thumbnail already thought of. You want to have your title already thought of. You already want to have the text hook that you're going to put on the thumbnail already thought of, right? And if you already have that thing, and you know, like, this is what the thumbnail is, and this is what this is, and this is what this is. So now I have to make sure the video has all of those same things, and it has to be at the beginning, right? Right at the beginning of the video, you got to say what was in the title and all of that, so that people understand that they're getting, what they clicked on. So the same thing applies to our life. If you want to have a legacy life, you can't just wake up every day like no plan, right? So I had to come up with legacy life. I had already thought about it, but then my church did it. So shout out to them. And then if you want to have a legacy life, you work your way backwards. So if you're always just shooting in the dark, you don't know what the hell's going on, and there's no plan, you're waking up like it's an accident. But if you're waking up because you want to live a legacy life, then the things that you do within your days, months, and years always go back to that point that I'm doing this so that I can leave a legacy. Now that has to go every time I say something, I want you to know I always mean it in a positive connotation. So when I say leave a legacy, I always mean a positive one. I never mean Charlie Brunson, I think is his name. His legacy ain't a good one. We know who he is because of terrible things. I want you to know who I am because of good things that you've done for you. And maybe, just maybe, I had a small little, you know, threw a little salt or a little bit of pepper on there to just make it a little bit more flavorful, and it helped you out and you tasted better. And so you was like, yeah, I'm doing this because Mac, right? And if I could be a little part of that testimony, that's really what we're doing it for. Uh, so anyway, legacy life. If you want to live a legacy life, I got three things that you must do, and then three more things that will help you to transform your life. The three things I got to transform your life, I got directly from my pastor, and they are in the Bible, in the book of, I want to say he said Matthew. I'm not going to give you Bible verses and all of that stuff, but those three things will be coming at you last. So, legacy life. Again, I already explained kind of what I want to do. I want to help enough people so that I have a long funeral procession. That is the legacy that I want to leave. Another part of the legacy that I want to leave is leaving my kids and my kids' kids an inheritance. That is literally in the Bible. So those are two things that I want to do. And if I want to do those things, it takes something to do that, right? If you want something that is in the future, you need to have something to even know that that thing is a possibility in the future. And what is that? It is called, number one, vision. You must have a vision for your life. When I was younger, the vision for my life was what I wanted. Like literally is what I thought. I wanted to be a basketball player, football player, whatever. And that was the vision that I had for my life. So everything that I did revolved around sports. I watched sports, I played sports, I studied sports, and all of that. Never made it, right? That was the wrong vision for my life. If you want to leave a legacy of good, then you must have a vision for something that is good out there in the future. For me, what I realized was my vision was I want to have this long funeral procession. But how do you affect enough people to do that? I don't, despite what people may think, I don't really like to go out a lot. I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs, I don't hang out. I come to live events, and when I get to a live event and I'm around my people, people who are entrepreneurs and business minded, then I'm like, all right, I like this. I want to stay out here. But for the most part, I don't do any of that other stuff because it doesn't match the vision of my life. So I had to think, if I want to have a legacy that accomplishes the mission that I have for my life, what can I do? Well, you can use the internet and you can start helping people do what it is that you do the same way Keith Kalfas made videos to help me and you and the world, whoever sees the videos, or my man Fullerton, or my man Johnny Crooks, Blades of Grass, like all these people, they were doing something. And I'm like, all right, if I really want to affect people, and I've had all these conversations in my workplaces, people was like, man, you should be a coach, or you should do a basketball coach. They mean you should do this. You make me feel like I want to run through the wall. The first time I had a conversation on Brian's podcast, Fullerton Unfiltered, that was literally what he said to me when the call was over. He's like, I'm ready to run through a wall. All right. And then he started shouting me out and stuff in his videos, which is cool. But all of that is because vision for my life is this. And if I really want to affect enough people to accomplish that, I need to start sharing my experiences in my business, sharing my experiences in my life, because someone out there is relatable. Someone out there grew up with a single mother, a younger brother and a younger sister, a father in prison, alcoholism in the family, drug addiction in the family. Someone else in this planet, they dealt with that same stuff. They got a job when they were 16 to help pay the bills, for to help their mom out. They done all of these things that I've done because none of us are so unique that our life is so different than anybody else. The only thing that makes us unique is it is our life, right? So when I realized all of that stuff, I was like, all right, vision for my life, help people, and help people do what I'm doing. Simple, right? And to my surprise, when I started working towards that vision and making videos, creating podcasts, doing reels and shorts and TikToks, and I need to do more of them, but doing live shows twice a week, having a group, all of that stuff is because I already know what's on the thumbnail. I already know what the text hook is, and I already know what the title is. Now I just got to do everything to make that title, to follow that title, because I know I got the end in mind. And so now I make content, do all these things. But if you want to have a legacy life, think of something that's out there that is positive, that's going to make you feel fulfilled, make you feel joy, make you feel happiness, make you feel accomplished, make you feel worthy and valued. Pick that thing, right? And the crazy thing about visions is you could have another one. This first vision might be it might be the thing that opens up your eyes to all the other visions that were buried in your life that you didn't even know that you were going to have. So if you really want to leave a lasting legacy of positivity, in my humble opinion, you need to have a vision for what you want to accomplish with your life, in your life, for your life. Because it says it in the Bible. Where there is no vision, people perish. Where there is no vision, people perish. Got people waking up every single day. They got no idea where the hell they're going. Write it down, man. Put a destination. This is where I want to get to. You get to that vision a lot faster than you think. All right. Number 2 is you need to have a healthy, positive, attracting mindset. Romans 12:2, that is a Bible verse. It's one of my absolute favorite Bible verses. And it is do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to renew your mind. The things that you did before, you can't do them any longer if you really want to leave the legacy that you want to leave. And when I say you can't do them anything any longer, I mean the things that if you cut those things out, it will get you to the next level. When you get to the next level, you're going to see there's some things on this level I got to cut out too. And on this next level, I got to cut some things out and some people out. And my mindset has to change. This was literally my story. I had to change what I listened to. I had to change who I talked to. I had to change what I did. I had to change all of these things as I was learning when I first started this thing out. And I didn't even have a grass cut and go kart at the time. I'm just push mowing. But I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm listening to this. This made me feel rowdy when I was 13. I'm 40. You still listening to the bullshit you was getting rowdy at 13? Your mind hasn't changed yet? Like, no, because I was being conformed to the world. The people who I was around was saying, you ain't cool if you don't do this. If you don't talk to her, you ain't cool. If you don't wear this type of clothes, you ain't cool. I swear to you. Sometimes I wear the same pair of sweatpants for 4 days. And I couldn't care less what people think. Because now I don't care about being conformed to the world. I've already renewed my mind. I'm trying to help other people to do the same thing. And if you've already started that process, I just want to give you some confirmation, like my pastor did, that you're going in the right direction. And I ain't saying this because I think I know everything, but just look around. If you start changing some stuff is going to start changing. Did you hear me when I said that? If you start changing some stuff is gonna start changing. I heard this thing. This lady said, if you're gonna change though, tell the people that I'm going to change. Otherwise, they just gonna say the shit behind your back, right? So, hey, look, you got to understand something. I was doing this in 2025, but my mindset shifted. I'm not conformed to the world no more. I'm transformed by the renewing of my mind, and then I'll be able to see what is the real, good, true, and pleasing will of God, right? So transform your mind, but let people know, hey, look, I was going out to the club, wasting about $150, $200, $300 every week, every 2 weeks. I just want to let you know I ain't doing that no more. So when you call me and I tell you no, look, don't be mad. It's no judgment, but I want to change some stuff in my life, and I don't want you to think that I'm changing as the person that you love. But the things that I do are going to change because I'm trying to go somewhere. Now, here's the cool thing: when you tell people, guess what? You give them the opportunity to come with you on the journey. My best friend's name is Brian. Whenever we were younger, the same thing with my cousin Ricky. I hoop. That's what I do, right? So I'm telling you, look, I'm going to hoop, cuz. I'm going to hoop, bro. Oh no, let's play Tomb Raider. No, I'm going to hoop. Do you want to come with me or not? It's like, yeah, I do want to come with you. My mindset's a little different. So they gonna come hang out, and now we can go play basketball and do the things that I want to do because this is what I want to do. Right? I'm a little bit off subject now, but the mindset where being renewed from the mind, they was willing to come with me then. I got a little bit older, and now there's other things to do. Now it's not conform to the world. Conform to the world. I'm worried about all of these other things. The second I renew my mind, I didn't tell people, and when I didn't tell them, then I changed up to them. I think I'm better than them. I don't. I haven't changed up. I'm doing the same thing. It's just now with grass. All right. I don't think I'm better than you, but what you're doing, I just can't do that anymore. So I just want you to know, like, I still love you. We got love for you. We can hang out and do some things whenever I have time. But even those things ain't gonna be the same things. So don't be conformed to the world. Don't listen to. If you know you have a vision for your life and you know where you're going, the sooner you change your mindset and stop conforming to what maybe your predecessors, your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, what they used to do, the people who are on your same generational line that they are currently doing. If you really want to change and leave a real legacy of positivity, and you change that mindset and leave the past behind, cut it off so you can grow. And it's okay. There's people that I used to hang out with all the time that I talk to on a daily basis. I don't talk to, haven't talked to in years. And it ain't because I feel like I'm better than them or they're bad people. It's just we ain't going in the same direction anymore. I'm going north, they're going south. I'm going west, they're going east. Or vice versa. Flip it out around however you want to. But if you want to still be conformed to how things have always been, you're never going to leave that legacy that you want to leave because your mindset is still messed up. So Romans 12:2 is a phenomenal uh, verse in the Bible, and it is like a pillar of my life now. Uh, to not really care what people think. Don't get me wrong. We want to be liked and all of that stuff, but I mean, if you do something and I'm strongly against it, I'm gonna tell you about it. I don't give a f anymore. I'm not cussing SEC. But mindset, Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The last thing that I have before we get to the three things that will absolutely transform your life is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. When you change your mindset, Sacrifices are going to come with that. Like I said before, you can't go hang out with the same people, can't do the same shit you've been doing. Gotta change some stuff up. Man, maybe you weren't using a CRM. Start using one. Change your life up a little bit. Maybe you were using a certain brand and someone told you a better brand was out there, and you go out, you demo it, you find out that's the truth. You sacrifice using the brand that you used for this new one. But sacrifices come. There's a quote that I heard from Mike Tyson. I'm not sure if it's his original quote, but he says discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. Sacrifice is disciplining yourself. Sacrifice is putting other things before you. We are literally called to do that. Right? When you go out and you start a business, you're really putting that customer before yourself. Right? Because if it snows, or snow maybe not cutting grass, if it rains, if it's a little too chilly, right, you're still gonna come. Be there. Sacrifice your day off because it's raining to go out there and get the job done. Sacrifice and go do the thing that you need to do because you want to pay this thing for your kid, this AAU tournament, or this new bike, or this new lawnmower that you want to buy for your business. Sacrifice comes with that. Listen, if you really, really, really want to succeed, then sacrifice the things that are holding you back. Sacrifice the feeling that you're going to feel when you cut those people off. For a time being, I say giving them the Heisman pose, just quick little stiff arm. I did that higher so that you can actually see it. But sacrifice, man, sacrifice going out, being a cool guy or girl. Sacrifice. That's what fasting is about. We're going to sacrifice tomorrow, right? So that we can, or Wednesday, so that we could be our best self here in the future. But if you have vision, you have a mindset, and you are willing to sacrifice, because there's a lot of people who ain't willing to sacrifice. And I mean relationships with people who ain't doing shit with their life. And again, this is not to judge people. I'm not judging nobody. But if we ain't rowing our boat in the same direction anymore, you got to get off the boat. Get on another boat, man. It's fine. I ain't got no problem. When we drive past your boat again, I'm gonna wave. What up, man? How's life? Hopefully it's good, But I'm willing to sacrifice and cut things off so that I can grow. Are you? Let me know down in the comments. Are you willing to sacrifice so that you can grow? Would you cut off that foot so you can live? The movie Saw, if you've never seen it, spoiler alert, came out 20 years ago. If you haven't seen the first Saw, dude cut his foot off. It took a long time, the whole entire movie, but eventually he cut his foot off to get out of this room. I can't remember if that guy lived or not, but I mean, to have to be able to cut your own foot off so that you could grow has to be a very, very difficult thing to do. But I bet if you had to do it twice, it'd be a lot easier because you've been through it already. Right? So sacrifice some stuff, man. Sacrifice some things that ain't helping you get to where you want to get to. Because the legacy life I don't believe it's really that hard for us to get. Especially if we got a vision, we got mindset, and we're willing to sacrifice. So I don't know about you, but I'm willing to sacrifice so that I could get the things that I want. I'm willing to sacrifice so that my kids can have what they need. I'm willing to sacrifice so that my wife can enjoy her life, that she can reap the benefits and the rewards of the investment in me and our relationship. So, do you want to have a legacy life? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know, Mac_landscaping412. What are some things, what is a vision that you have for your life? What is a mindset shift that you need to have? And then what are some things that you could sacrifice that would get you to your next level, because you ain't playing against nobody else. You playing against you. You're literally playing against your own self. This is the game of life. And you get to decide how you play it, what reward you want to go after and get, what you build, just like in Minecraft. My little 6-year-old loves Minecraft. She's building all types of shit. You get to build and create whatever you want with your life. Whatever vision you have, you can achieve it with a positive, strong mindset, some determination, willpower, good people around you, and then sacrificing things that you know aren't going to help you get there. So those are the 3 things that I had. Now, 3 things that will absolutely transform your life. This is from my pastor, Pastor Buck. He gave us 3 points. I'm not going to give you a long soliloquy after each one of them, but he says 3 things that will transform your life is if you give, if you pray, and if you fast. So give to others as you want to give to you. Man, pray. Talk to them. Let them know what your desires are for your life, the visions that you have. Let them know. I mean, he the only person gonna help you get it anyway. You may think it's humans doing it. None of us are that great, just to be honest with you. But man, God will put people around you to make you feel like it was them. I call them the angels. Those are the angels of your life. They come in human form. You just don't know that they're angels. And guess what? They don't even know that they're angels. But God places them around you, so you can get exactly where you need to be if you just make the choice to have a vision for your life, a positive mindset that is renewing on a daily basis. And then you're willing to sacrifice. I mean, hell, God sacrificed his only son for us. Legacy life, man. Legacy life. Give, pray, and then fast. Fast is sacrificing, man. Sacrificing some stuff so that you can be a better version of you. Like I said, man, we're starting our fast on Wednesday from 6 to 6. We will have no food, just water. And I'm looking forward to seeing how much weight I'm going to lose. Full transparency. Right now, I weigh 235. I told my man Rick I wanted to lose 30 pounds. I think I might raise up 35. I thought I was 230, but then the holidays came. I gained 5 pounds. I know I'm a big boy and all of that, but we're gonna lose some of that weight so that my knees don't hurt as bad when I'm on the back of that Toro Multi or the Toro HDX. My grass cutting go kart, having a good time. But I invite you to be a part of it. I'd love to connect with you on a more personal level. Hit me up at Mac_landscaping 412. Let me know if this has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And if it did, comment down below. Let me know. Put your New Year goals in between 1 and 3, so I can read them out. Is there anybody on here? My man, one more says, showing love. Keep doing what you're doing, Big Mac. Appreciate you. Let's see. Over here. Got Aaron's Lawn Care in the building. All right, so we got a couple people in here. Hillside Irrigation One Landscape says his goal is to hit 100. Oh, he says I hit my 100K solo goal. So he hit his goal already. That's fire. That was for 2025. We need one for 2026. My girl Sky's in here. What's going on with you? All That Grass Lawn Care. Good evening. Happy New Year's to all of you. Frank White, what's going on with you? Brightstone Lawns is in the building. My man, the Pond Digger, is in here. I didn't even know he was in here. All right, let's see. We ain't got nothing over there. Rochelle that's my sister, yo. I ain't seen her in a minute. Thank you for your service, sis. But she says came late, but still got good takeaways. I appreciate that. Caught the last quarter, felt bad. The Steelers kicker, only to watch the Ravens kicker do even worse. Yeah, shout out to that Ravens kicker, my man Loop. He looped it to the right. Let's see. Heck yeah, 1 yard at a time. Gotta start somewhere. Big. Go get them. Positive reviews. Hmm. We have anyone put some goals in here? Let me know anyone. Let me get one goal. I'm trying to find through if Captain Jack was around anymore. I would try to replace him and go back to solo. So Clayton Blunt says, "Yo, Mac, if Captain Jack wasn't around anymore, would you try to replace him or go back to being solo?" Hmm. I won't lie. I probably would go back to being solo. Um, I just enjoy what I do. I have the equipment to do what I do. Captain Jack is my biggest expense, and so if I didn't have him, our margins would be insane. So I probably would go back to being solo, but um, I don't see Captain Jack doing that, and we're about to hire a second part-time employee to help on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm already in correspondence with the guy, and I think this one's going to work out because I know him like I knew Captain Jack. So we're going to be expanding to the two-person crew this year. I'll get to my 2026 goals here in a second, but we're going to be expanding to that two-person crew. I'm sorry, the two-truck setup this season. So this new guy will either come on or I'll get a high schooler or something. But if Captain Jack wasn't around, uh, I probably would cut my commercial stuff back a lot and go more to a residential like model and stick to my neighborhood. I have a neighborhood that has a lot of houses in it, and I really haven't marketed a lot to it because I have so much commercial work. So if Captain Jack wasn't around, I would just change that, and I'm telling you right now, I would dominate in my neighborhood. But because we are small, I don't focus on that at this particular point. So if he ever was to leave, that I would change that, and then I would really focus on residential stuff. I hope that answered your question. Let's see here. We got any more? Man, Spence Crisco says he got goals in here. I have to go through personal. Oh, okay. So he does. He put some in here. He says he's on a 5-day kettlebell swing. That's fire. Uh, Cat Spring Lawn says his 2026 goal is 25 push-ups 5 times a week. I like that. Question: what's your percentage of growth aiming at? I'm aiming at. I don't know if he's talking to me or not. Uh, let's see here. Don't forget an apple a day, not a Hershey bar. Jim Rohn. I love when he said that. All right, so Spence Crisco has several in here. Let me find them. He says, his goals. All right, business goals: 35% year-over-year growth at a minimum. Have enough work for me plus 2 techs and add 25 more FERT clients. Personal is to lose another 35, make it through the new sanctuary build without losing my mind, and keep the workouts going. That's fire. I love it. Let's see, one more from Spence. He says, one stop, we are trying to stay busy winter services, but those are an odd thing around here. He's in North Carolina. Not something that's really offered here, so it's been more meh than yeah. That was something else. All right, goal. Penn Lawn says one of his goals is to buy me lunch. Anytime, brother. Anytime. We always like some lunch around here, except for the next 21 days starting Wednesday. Thanks for answering the question. I'm at the crosswords of. All right, so Clayton Blunt says thanks for answering the question. He's at the crossroads of hiring someone or staying solo. All right. So look, when it comes to hiring people, I can't tell you a whole lot about it. I'm gonna just be real with you because here I tell you what I do. I'm not trying to tell you what you have to do, what you need to do, or give you some bullshit that I've never done before. I can only give advice off the things that I've currently done, and I'll always stay that way. I'm not no guru out here. I'm just a guy in Pittsburgh who cuts some grass, make some cash, plow some snow, make some dough, trim some trees, and make some cheese. That's what we do. Also blow leaves and make some cheese. But if you're at the crossroads of hiring someone, I'd say start with people that you know. Uh, I got lucky. Captain Jack, I knew Captain Jack for 15 years before he ever started working with me. And so I've been extremely blessed. I've had other people that I didn't know who have come to work with us. They last one day, they last 2 days. Captain Jack's been with me for years. And so if you're at that crossroads where it's like, should I stay solo or should I get an employee? I would say start out small, just like with anything else. Start out and just get them to come help you a couple days. Like find someone to come help a couple days, and then if they do well and you feel confident in them and they see a vision for their life in your company, then maybe expand a little bit more to another day, another 2 days. I think the perfect thing is getting to a 4 day work week if you're doing maintenance, and that's what we're trying to do. That's why I need someone for the first 3 days. But if you're there, look for someone that you know, that you have a good relationship with, and if it's a younger a son or nephew or someone niece, someone who can who's in your family who can actually see, because that what's really cool. And I'll get to my goals here before we close the show. But what's really cool is when people get to see what you do, it inspires and motivates them to believe that they could do something too. And it don't have to be the same thing that you do. But if you work with someone in your family and maybe they have a different skill, they work with you for a little while, they develop themselves, they gonna feel more confident because their family member started something or their friend or something like that, in my experience. So I would start there with someone, but headaches come with it, man. I've been blessed. Captain Jack has been a rock star for the entire time that he's been with me. I know that that's not the case for a lot of people. So again, like I said, I'll never give you advice on things I haven't done yet. I haven't really reached out or put a Facebook post up or anything like that to get strangers in here. I've got my Captain Jack, and then I've worked with people that I know, mainly my son. But this year we'll be opening it up to another person that I know. So I'd say start there, man. Try and find people that you know, like, and that you can trust, so that you can have a good time. Because stress free lawn care is, either by yourself or working with people that you know. I don't think there's any other way to do it. But that's my answer. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Anyone else have any goals that they want me to read? If not, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this thing up. I'm now at an hour and 8 minutes. All right, the last shot here. Let me hit this banner. Whew, the last shot. So we talked a lot today about living a legacy life and a new year to create what it is that you want. And I we got one more thing in here. My sister says goal coach CSRs to an 87% booking rate and providing my dispatchers solid tools to maximize revenue on a day to day. What are you talking about, sis? What is it? What's a CSR? What's a CSR? And what are you doing to? Like, that's dope. An 87% booking rate. Let me know what it is that you're doing. Um, yeah. So the last shot, living a legacy life, to me is establishing a vision for your life, changing that mindset, making sacrifices, and then seeing the things in your life actually start to grow, or actually start to grow. I, I'll never forget the feeling that I felt when I did my first ever job with the walking boot on and the dog poop and all of this stuff. I'll never forget. I was like, yo, this is the vehicle. This is the vehicle that's going to take me to my legacy life. I tell people, you got to do things that you love. Mike Tyson says, do things that you hate, do them like you love them. But if you could find something that you love and that you don't hate, then you can do things that you love like you love them. It was like, yo, I cut this grass. It wasn't hard. It was like basketball or baseball or football. It was a physical sport. It was athletic what I just did. And at the end, I was like Michael Jordan in game 6. Slight little push off the Brian Russell crossover, follow through, sit there and watch him win that championship. That's how I felt whenever I did my first job in the walking boot with my younger brother. 3 hours, 250, made 190 after paying my brother 60. I felt like, yo, I found my vehicle that's going to take me to my legacy. This is going to be my legacy now. Now fast forward 9, this is be my 10th season. Feel like I got a pretty decent legacy going so far, starting with just my family. But if you want to really, really, like I said, have that legacy life, man, make sure you change your mindset, make sure you have a vision for your life, and make sure you're willing to sacrifice. And then all those things will be given to you as long as you're willing to pray, fast, and give. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. And remember, the creator created you to be creative. So get out there and create whatever you want in your life because you deserve it. I'm out. Peace. Before we get out of here, my sister Rochelle she's a customer service rep for HVAC. So she is in our industry, the green industry. Let's go. See you next week. I'm out. Peace.